Hey everybody, Sam Kavaris in the Nimnicht Buick GMC Sports Update. So the Jaguars are headed to the playoffs, and it was interesting going in the locker room on Monday because even though they'd lost two games and they lost to Tennessee and they didn't play very well out in San Francisco, nobody wanted to talk about that. And you know what? That's great because that's exactly the attitude they should have. Their body of work, 10 wins, should be the thing that's in their mind. Who they were to win the AFC South should be the thing that's in their mind, and the fact that they get to play at home. This is truly a new season where they both, all 12 teams obviously have an opportunity to win the Super Bowl. We've seen wild card teams do it. Of course, the Raiders were the first wild card team to do it. The Packers did it in that one year where they were 7-6 and then won 3 straight to finish the regular season and won 3 straight and won the Super Bowl. So anything certainly is possible. And it's the best case scenario for the Jaguars to play at home and to play against Buffalo. Buffalo's a bit depleted. They, as you know, they couldn't figure out the quarterback situation there in the middle of the year, whether it was going to be Peterman or Taylor. And now Taylor has been their quarterback. It's not really clear what's going to happen with LaShawn McCoy. So there's a lot of questions for Buffalo where the Jaguars are actually getting healthier. They should get Marquise Lee back. They should get Cam Robinson back. Allen Hurns should play in this game. Those are the kinds of things that teams that make deep playoff runs start to feel like that they're getting healthier, they're playing well, and they have that little bit of an edge that the Jaguars haven't had for the past 2 weeks because they really didn't have anything to play for. They were locked in certainly last week as the number 3 seed, and that's where they end up. Where will they go? Well, if they beat Buffalo, they play in Pittsburgh the following week at 1 o'clock. And then if they were to win that game, they would either be playing in New England or they'd be playing at home. So one or the other is going to happen. But the Jaguars, pretty heavy favorites, 7.5-point favorites against the Buffalo Bills coming up. It's unfair to kind of pick on Bortles, I think. The receivers did him no favors in this last game. He's working with a lot of really young guys. Keelan Cole learned you got to hold it high and tight in the NFL or somebody's going to punch that thing out. And D.D. Westbrook realized that, you get those chances, you got to take advantage of them. You can't short arm it. You can't drop them in the end zone. So these are the kinds of things that that teams learn. You just wonder, and this would be my only question. Are the Jaguars mature enough at this point to be a winning football team? And that sounds almost counterproductive, but sometimes you've got to understand how you've won games and to overcome that adversity, and they need that kind of maturity. They showed it in Tennessee. They didn't show it in San Francisco. The national championship matches Georgia and Alabama, 2 teams obviously from the Southeastern Conference. What's interesting to me is that even if Clemson had won that game, think about how close. I mean, Georgia and Clemson, you could virtually walk between those schools. And Georgia and Alabama, almost equidistant on either side of Atlanta. So really a fun matchup. You could say that it's a home game for any of those teams because all their fans will be all over Atlanta that whole weekend next Monday night for the national title. I'm Sam Kavaris, and that's the Nimnicht Buick GMC Sports Update.